I heard about this documentary called Game Changers. Never heard about it before. Have you ever heard about that? It's like I don't hear anybody mention anything about it. So,
Oh, it's terrific. I love it. Yeah,
so
no, it's crazy, man. So game change, like if you listen to our podcast, it's Started by Science, the way this has evolved, it was a less than 2 hour documentary,
mhm.
which then spawned a 4 hour debate about it, and now there's interviews as long or analyses as long as like 16 hours
Oh, really?
about the. Oh yeah. Well, it was like a two-parter. Part one came up and it was 8 hours long, and they were like, yeah, part two is going to be about eight as well. So
Jeez.
we've gone to like what is that? Almost 20 total hours of analysis about a 2 hour movie and
Yeah, it's
countless
wild.
articles. It's basically its own field of nutrition science now, is just game changers and the resulting discussion.
Right. So yeah, so we won't actually dive into it today, but anybody listening, I guess all I would say is don't go to documentaries if you want unbiased opinions.
About anything. So somebody said that my game changers analysis was like totally biased. Which really rubbed me the wrong way because like I work really hard to make sure like I've turned down a lot of opportunities because I'm just like, no, I'm not going to be affiliated with that because it's just no
Yeah,
thanks.
sure.
And so somebody's like, oh, your game changers analysis was totally biased. I'm the one who has no skin in the game here.
Right.
And like half the people on that movie are selling a vegan diet book and vegan this, vegan that.
Yeah.
The producers have like what tens of millions invested in plant protein companies. So
Right.
the idea that like I'm the one who's coming into this with bias, I'm like, give me a break. So I went on this big tirade about how like, dude, how am I biased? I don't care if
Yeah.
you eat plants for the rest of your life, it will never affect me in any way. And I have clients who have said, Eric, I want to mess around with some vegan stuff. And I say, if you're excited, I'm excited. Let's do it. And we start talking strategy. So like the idea that I have some, but in any case, so I went on this big thing about how I'm totally unbiased. And then I said, by the way, our next segment
Yeah.
sponsored
Yeah.
by Beef, Egg, and Dairy Council or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought people would like get really upset, but I don't think anyone did, which is a shame.
Unfortunately. Yeah, it is funny because there was, I won't call him out by name, but I talked to you about him the last time we hung out. That same guy is like, he does research, like he's claims to be very scientific. And we had a brief chat about, he was like, oh, have you seen the documentary? And I was like, I kind of knew where he was going with it, so I didn't want to like, say too much. And he's like, "Oh no, I thought it was really good. People are hating on it, but like I thought it was really good." And I was like, "How do you think it's really good?" Like not even that all documentaries are wrong, but like coming from a scientific standpoint, how could you not see this huge bias there? But I don't know.
My whole thing was that it's not that I want to be really clear about it. I think vegan diets can be used very effectively, and I
Sure.
absolutely understand a lot of the ethical arguments underlying why people select vegan diets. Um, I just thought the movie was bad. I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Right.
like, my whole take was you could make a very good argument in support of vegan diets as being a very viable alternative to an omnivorous diet, but they didn't.
Right.
Was basically the whole thing. And like my whole take was if I was the one making, if I had editing responsibilities on that film, there were numerous phrases that made it into the film that I would have said, guys, we just can't have it. It's just too stupid of
Right.
a thing that we cannot keep that in the movie. Like
Yeah.
we can leave the rest of the interview, but that phrase is way out of bounds. That's just awful logic. And there
Mm.
were just too many of those phrases in there for me to be like to take it seriously, you know?